Welcome to iLecture Online. Trying to remember all the various functional groups in organic chemistry can be quite a headache, quite difficult to do. And so what we're going to try to do with this video and the next several videos is try to organize it in a way that it makes a little bit more sense and it's a little bit easier to remember and to follow. So we have essentially 9 main functional groups. Notice that they're grouped into 3 sections. The first section has a single group, and it's called the organic halides. And the halides, of course, are the elements on the right side of the periodic table, one to the left of the right side, I should say. And notice they tend to be very reactive elements, and they contain fluorine, chlorine, bromide, and iodine. Now, chlorine is probably one of the more common of the halides that are found in organic chemistry, and notice that it simply has what we call a string of carbons, a carbon chain, so we represent that by R, so a bunch of carbons and hydrogens, and attached to that will be a single halide like a chlorine. So the general structure is that you're going to have a string of carbons and then attach a single chlorine atom. Notice there's also 2 kinds. We have what we call the alkyl halides and the aryl halides. The alkyl halides simply have a straight string or kind of a bent string, and the aryl halides, well, they have an aromatic ring or a benzene ring, and notice we have a single chlorine attached to either the chain or to the ring. So those are the 2 different kinds of organic halides. Then the next group is a group of 6. We have the alcohols, the phenols, the ethers, the aldehydes, the ketones, and the carboxylic acids, or organic acids as we call them. And notice what distinguishes one from the other. Notice for the alcohols, we'll have a string of carbon atoms with hydrogens and a single OH group attached to it. So oxygen first and attached to the oxygens with hydrogen. So there's a single bond between the oxygen and the carbon string. Notice that phenols have the same attachment. They also have an OH, but instead of having it attached to a string of carbon atoms, it's attached to a ring, a benzene or an aromatic ring. And notice again, a single OH is attached, so that forms either the alcohols or the phenols. We're going to go into a little bit more detail in each one of those later on a different video. Then the next one is an ether. Now notice an ether also has a single oxygen, but it's attached in between the chains, so it's essentially replacing one of the carbon atoms, one of the carbon atoms in the chain, and so it's inserted right in the middle of the chain. The R and the R prime, they represent that they don't have to be the same on both sides. You could have a single carbon here and 3 carbons on that side, or 4 here and 2 there, it doesn't matter. So we have at least 1 carbon atom or a chain on either side that has a bunch of carbons and hydrogens on both sides of the oxygen, so that forms what we call an ether. An aldehyde also has a single oxygen, but instead of it being inserted, it's actually attached. And notice attached to the last carbon of the chain. So we have a chain of carbons. On the last carbon, there's an oxygen attached, and then there's also hydrogen attached to that. So that's the kind of the group that's associated with the string of carbons that forms an aldehyde. Ketones also look exactly the same as this. Excuse me again. Notice again we have an oxygen attached to it, but instead of having a single hydrogen on the final carbon, we can have another carbon string over here. Again, not necessarily the same as this. It could be the same, it doesn't have to be the same. So when we have an aldehyde, you have a carbon, an oxygen, and a hydrogen. When you have a ketone, you have a carbon, an oxygen, and another string of carbons with hydrogens attached to the end. And finally, on the group of 6, we have the carboxylic acids. Notice we have 2 oxygens and a hydrogen. So that means that it looks exactly the same as this. So we have a carbon and oxygen, but then instead of having a carbon string here, we have an OH, kind of like what we have on the alcohols. We have an OH at the end. At the end here, we have a carbon and oxygen. So this group here, attached to a carbon string, represents a carboxylic acid. Then there's 2 more. We have esters and amines. Now esters, notice they look very, very similar to the organic acids. The only difference is that instead of having a hydrogen at the end here, we have another string of carbons. Again, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons at the end here, but this part looks exactly the same as this, but instead of having a hydrogen there, we have another carbon string. So that separates the organic acids from the esters. And finally, the amines, and the amines always will contain a nitrogen in there. So here we have a string of carbons with hydrogens and then an NH2. Now, we do have NH1, NH2, and just N's. So there's different types of amines, and we'll get into the details of that later. But notice a more typical arrangement would be that we have a carbon string with a bunch of hydrogens and an NH2 attached to the end, so an N and then the two H's. So that's typically what it looks like. And of course, when you hear amine, you think of amino acids, and obviously there's a lot of different combinations that are called amines. But at least this gives you 9 of the major subgroups, or organic functional groups as we call them, that define the various organic molecules. So at least I hope that kind of gave you an oversight of the 9 and how they're arranged and how they differ one from the other. It would be a good idea, if you are going to study organic chemistry, that you pretty well memorize this entire table. You may say, wow, why do I need to do that? You'll be glad that you did. Because if you don't, they're going to start confusing you and you're going to mix one up with the other. The only way to do that is just spend some time memorizing each one of those and memorizing what the structure of it is and the general formula. So spend a little time and you'll be glad you did.